welcome back to my channel. Today I'm just going to be bringing you guys a prom drugstore makeup tutorial. Everything I'm using will be absolutely affordable. It's not all going to be from the drugstore specifically, but it will definitely be affordable. It's not all going to, like I said, specifically be from the drugstore. For example, I'm going to be using like a ColourPop lipstick, but their lipsticks are absolutely affordable. I want to say they're $5 or so, like as cheap as that, and the shipping is not bad at all. And I also believe you get like $5 off on your first purchase if you sign up like with your email. I just really did want to bring you guys something that wasn't so expensive. I'm also going to be using really affordable brushes for the most part, and like sponges and stuff that are pretty affordable for you guys. But we are just going to kind of get right started into this video, and I will see you guys in just a minute. Now, I did already prime my face, and what I used was the Nivea Men's Sensitive Post Shave Balm. Nikki Tutorials made this super popular on YouTube. It's just honestly have been one of my favorite go-to primers. It's super expensive. I want to say it's like $5 at your local drugstore, but I actually got this at my local Kroger. I want to say it was like $6, just kind of right over by like the men's shave stuff and like shaving and their body wash, just kind of like in that area. But yes, I have been so obsessed with this. Nikki Tutorials explains how there's glycerin, and glycerin is one of the main ingredients in this. And what glycerin does is it makes this nice base for your foundation, so your foundation kind of won't seep into your pores and you won't look so cakey. This is also going to just make it lay really nice, and it's going to stick to that base right here, your foundation will, and it's going to make it last most likely all day long. So that is definitely a huge thumbs up for that. I have been using this for quite some time now, and I am in love with it. But like I said, I did do my primer off camera. I thought I was filming, but my camera obviously wasn't recording, but that's okay, no problem. So what you're just gonna do with this, I can explain it real quickly. It's nothing too out of the ordinary or too difficult. I just like to put a little in my hand, and then I'll just dab it all over my face. And then what you're going to do is just make sure you're rubbing it in kind of circular motions, nice and gently all over your face. And what you're going to do is you're going to continuously do that until it starts to get tacky. But once it starts doing it, you will absolutely know right away when it is doing it. And the other thing I primed with, just because I do kind of need like a pore filler, I have such large pores, it's so ridiculous. For you girls who don't like how I do, you absolutely don't need the pore filler. You can totally skip it if you would like to, but I obviously need it. So I like to use the Loreal Magic Perfecting Base, and this is absolutely my favorite drugstore type of pore filler primer, and it works wonders. It just makes your face look almost like so flawless and airbrushed almost, and it just fills those lines perfectly. But it just comes in this little cute jar. I'm gonna do my eyebrows off camera real quick, and I'll be right back. Okay, brows are on, and we are ready to move on to foundation. And I am going to be using the L'Oreal True Match Lumi Cushion. This is probably one of my absolute favorite drugstore foundations. I tend to have very, very dry skin, so I do go towards the more like luminous type of dewy foundations. If you do have oily skin or even just like combo skin, I definitely recommend the True Match, just the original L'Oreal True Match. It comes in a little bottle just like this. It is absolutely, these two are both of my favorite drugstore foundations. They work amazingly, just as good as some of my high-end ones. I'm going to be taking the Real Technique sponge. This is a drugstore product. You can find these at Target, Ulta, over in the drugstore brush section, but this is just as good as the original Beauty Blender. I love them both equally the same, and you're just of course going to dampen this the same way as you would the original Beauty Blender. We're just going to go ahead and dip our Beauty Blender directly into that cushion, and we are going to start patting it all over our face. Now that we are done with the foundation, we are just gonna move on to eyeballs. And I'm just gonna be using a concealer. I'm using the Maybelline Fit Me concealer. I'm just placing this on our eyes and blend it out. I'm just gonna set my eyes with a translucent powder, and I'm just gonna be using Coty Airspun loose face powder. Make sure there's no creases. Set that eye. I like to just really make sure that the crease is set, because that's the most important part that you want to be primed and set. And with the powder, I'm just using a Morphe M334. Morphe has tons and tons of awesome, inexpensive brushes that are absolutely some of my favorite brushes. Now we're just going to start on the eyes, and I am going to be using the Carli Bybel palette. This isn't necessarily drugstore, but this is super affordable. I think I got my palette for $12.50 on BH Cosmetics line or website. We're just gonna first go into this kind of light shade right here, and I'm just gonna buff this into the crease just kind of as a transition shade. And I'm using a Morphe M504. And I like to do windshield wiper motions and move into like a more circular motion. Now I'm just going to kind of mix the first shade we went into and this shade right here. This is just kind of like a warm light brown. It almost reminds me a lot of MAC Soft Brown. And we'll just mix. I'm just picking up a very little bit of it just so that transition can deepen a little bit more. And we work that into our crease. I'm just going to kind of keep continuing to build it up till I get the shade of my liking. I'm next going to take, it's pretty much kind of like the Morphe M504, but a little bit smaller. It's still super fluffy, just like the Morphe M504, and this is just the Morphe M505. And I'm going to take this brush and pick up that shade right next to the light brown one. It's kind of like a pinky mauve shade. It's really pretty. And we're just going to really work this and focus most of it in the crease right below our transition. I'm just going to go back into that Morphe M504 and just kind of blend any harsh lines. If you do go off of the edges, no biggie, we will clean it up with concealer. You just do want to be really careful when it comes to like mauves and like purpley tones, just because they can tend to make your eye kind of look almost like a black eye. So you just really want to be careful and just take your time with blending. I'm now going to go into a Morphe 330, and this is just like a really tapered kind of brush, just so we can get the outer V, and this brush makes it perfect just because it's precisioned and it just makes it super easy just to go right into that outer V. But we're just going to take this purpley burgundy shade at the end. It's super pretty. Tap off the excess. And when you are working with darker shades, you just want to make sure to kind of go really light and just build it up as you go. And of course, just take your time and blend. And once there isn't a lot of product, I do like to take a little bit into my eye just so everything will blend nicely. Very neutral but still smoky at the same time, and this makeup will go perfect with all kinds of skin tones. Once everything is nice and blended, we're going to move on to the lid real quickly. And for the lid, I am going to be using this Palladio. I can't really pronounce this, but I got this from Sally's. I know they sell this brand at Ulta as well, but this is just a crushed Palladio. It's the Palladio Crushed Metallic Shadow, and this is the shade in Stardust. It's just a really pretty pinky metallic color, and I am gonna wet my brush. I'm gonna just be using the NYX Dewy Finishing Spray just to wet my brush. I'm gonna be using a Morphe M224 to apply this. And what you're gonna do is you're just gonna do packing motions just so you'll get the most pigment out of this and you won't get so much fallout. And you're just gonna keep packing it on to the intensity that you would prefer. We are done with the eyeshadow for now. I'm going to add some mascara and prep my lashes for some falsies. I'm just using the Telescopic from Loreal mascara. And the false lashes I'm going to be using are the Ardell Demi Wispies. I do have a really big pack of them. You don't have to get the giant pack like I did. They do come in like 2 packs. I think they even come in singles. I usually find these at Sally's. I've seen them at Target before. So yeah, you can get them almost anywhere. But these are definitely like my favorite go-to neutral lash. The glue I'm also using is also going to be a drugstore one. This is like my everyday lash glue. I use it all the time. It's my absolute favorite. It's just the Revlon Precision Lash Adhesive. This is a brand new one that I need to open. And then I just kind of let it dry for about a minute. I'll usually check my phone or just do something in that kind of nature. When it comes to applying lashes, the way they are in the box is the side you'll apply them. So this one's obviously on this side of me, and I'll be applying it to this eye. And I like to apply my lashes with my eyes open. I just feel that it's easier for me to do so. And what I'll do is I'll put my mirror completely almost flat and look above it. And then I just like to attach it from side by side. And I really like to make sure that the middle is first really down and applied. And then I will work on the edges and making sure that those are for sure down and secured. And we got one bad boy on. Now our lashes are on. We will move on to concealer, and I'm just going to use the same concealer we primed our eyelids with, which is just the Maybelline Fit Me. And we're just going to conceal and highlight. And we're going to start with the under eyes. And I just like to make kind of like a triangular shape. I like to put a little on the Cupid's bow. Highlight the chin, the nose, and the forehead. I'm going to blend it out with the Real Technique sponge. And this concealer blends so beautifully. It's so easy to blend out. Now I'm just going to set the eyes real quickly. I'm just taking that same brush we used to set our eye concealer. And I'm going to set my under eyes with this. I like to use this with the Coty Airspun powder, just because it gets really where I do tend to crease a lot really easily. So I will just pat this out real quick, make sure there's no crease, and tap it right underneath there. And I can just get the little areas real quick. As soon as we are done with that, nose itched, we are just going to move on to the face and contouring. And the brush I'm going to use, I'm not going to use my normal contour brush. I think I'm going to try this one. This is just like a Sonia Kashuk brush. It's really domed. I feel like it'll be really easy to chisel out my cheeks. But I am first going to bronze up the skin, and this is just the Physicians Formula Bronze Booster. It's just a really good neutral bronzer just to give that skin that bronzy glow and to warm it up. Using a Sonia Kashuk brush. This is just kind of like a big fluffy brush. Just beautiful bronzy and glowy skin. I just like to bronze up like my temple area and my cheeks, just so it'll give me some color to the skin. And we are going to contour with that brush I just mentioned. I am going to be using the e.l.f. contour palette. I haven't tried the contour shades yet, but I have tried the like the highlighting powder, the matte one, but it just kind of looks like this. I think I'm gonna mix the two shades. I'm gonna do a really light hand just because I haven't used this before. And you know what? I absolutely love it. It blends super nicely. The colors mixed together are a very good combination, especially for me. I feel like either or, if you just use one of them, again, it would be like a good color for anyone. It's very versatile. Contour my forehead a little bit. I'm going to just take an e.l.f. brush. This is an e.l.f. blush brush, but I like it to highlight my under eyes. And this is the like yellowy toned powder I was talking about that I like to use just to brighten up my under eye area. I'm also going to do a little under my contour. Just because we're not baking today, and we do want a structured look. Move on to blush, and I'm super excited to use the blush that I have today. These are the Wet n Wild, the Color Icon Ombre blush, and this one is in the shade The Princess Daquries. It's so pretty, and I've been using this for quite some time now, and it's just so gorgeous. It does have like a glow to it, but it's super pretty. And I'm just gonna take an e.l.f. angled brush and kind of just swirl it all together. Dust off the excess, and I'm gonna smile and focus this on my apples of my cheeks and bring it back a little too. I like to first kind of start off with it back and work it into my apples of my cheeks. So now we are done with blush. I'm going to contour my nose because I forgot to do that when we were contouring, but I use this brush all the time for my nose contour routine. It's just a Sonia Kashuk brush. If you see really closely, it's kind of like a flat top small brush, and it has that angle to it. But I'm just going to use the e.l.f. contour kit again. I'm just going to take that darker shade just because it's a more cool toned shade, and contour my nose real quickly. I just like to go from the edges all the way down to the bridge of my nose, and I like to bring it up kind of where that bone is. Now we're going to move on to highlight. I am going to be using the highlighters in the Carli Bybel palette. And I'm just going to use the first two right here. And I'm going to be using a Morphe 510 and just mixing those. So we are just going to highlight cheekbones, do the top of the arch of the brow.
Woo! Yes, girl.
And I'm also going to highlight my brow bone. I'm just taking this small brush. It's a Morphe M508. And I'm just going to take the lightest highlight shade in here and highlight my brow bone. And the inner corners with this color. Alright, and now we're going to move on to the lower lashes. I'm going to be taking this pencil brush from Morphe. This is the Morphe M169. And we're just going to take all the colors that we took in our crease and place it down below. And I am also going to put like a nude pencil on my waterline just because it'll keep your eyes really bright. And this is just the NYX Wonder Pencil. It's just kind of like a concealer pencil. Take a break on the eyes for a second just so they'll stop watering real quick. And we're just going to blend out our face. This is just a Sonia Casho stippling brush. And you just want to make sure you blend your blush and contour all together. I'm going to add some mascara to my top and bottom lashes. The same Telescopic mascara, of course. So now we're just going to move on to lips. The first lip combo, I'm gonna have three. They're all going to be kind of similar, but different. This one, I'm just going to first line my lips with Lumiere pencil from ColourPop. Right. Once my lips are lined, I'm going to first take Midi. This is going to be our first lip. So that is number one. And I think it is absolutely stunning. If you didn't want to be too bold, I think that option number one is absolutely gorgeous. It's a perfect nude. Here, I'm going to take this one off and I will show you lip option number two. I'm just going to again line my lips with Lumiere. The next liquid lipstick we're going to be using from ColourPop is Teeny Tiny. And this is just kind of like a more darker reddish brown. And it's more like a brownie red. I really like this lip color. It's kind of just like more bold and I really like it. So I think I'm gonna stick with this color. And those were my two options for lip colors. These are both gorgeous colors. Either one you choose will look absolutely stunning. These are very cheap and that does just complete this final look. I am gonna give my face a few squirts of the NYX Dewy finish. Again, if you're oily, I would suggest the matte one to you guys. I'm just gonna shake up a little and give my face a couple squirts of it. But that does just complete this final look. I hope you guys really enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun creating this look. I know I haven't seen you guys in a while and I just had fun creating this look and I love how it turned out. I hope you guys enjoyed. Just please don't forget to subscribe and I love you guys so much. I'll see you in my next video.